Alright, welcome to chapter number 2 of this Introduction to Machine Learning course. In this chapter, we are going to discuss linear regression. And linear regression, this chapter is going to be divided into two main sections. So it's going to be discussion of simple linear regression, and the second part will be a discussion of multiple linear regression, right? And along the way, we'll be discussing things that some of the things apply only to linear regression or to simple linear regression. Some of the things apply only to multiple linear regression. But we'll be adding facts. We'll be adding some facts and some discussions. It's just not going to be simple linear regression and then we're done. Multiple and then we're done with the chapter. We're going to discuss so many different aspects, but these are the two main main subsections that we'll be discussing. So, what is linear regression? Whether it's simple or multiple. Linear regression is a tool for estimating or predicting. It is a tool for predicting a quantitative variable, which is very important. Quantitative, exactly. So it's going to be a tool for estimating or predicting a quantitative variable. So when I say quantitative variable, I mean things like age. Age of a person is quantitative. Income of a person, that is quantitative. Price of a house, that is also quantitative. So let's say we want to predict the price, the income, the age. We can use linear regression because linear regression is used to predict quantitative variables. Let me just say variables here. When I say variable, I mean like the response itself needs to be quantitative, right? You might confuse with variable as the x. So let me take out the variable here. So it's predicting quantitative responses. So what will be in this chapter, for us to make this make sense, right? We're going to be assuming that we are marketing consultants. So let's assume we are marketing consultants or statistical consultants, and our task in this chapter is there is a company that sells products, right? And let me just set up the scene for what we'll be doing. There's a company that sells products, whatever the products are going to be. Are they cell phones? Are they books? Whatever they are. So this company advertises on TV, advertises on radio, and the newspaper. So our task is we have been asked to suggest, on the basis of this advertising data, how much they put into TV, how much they put into radio, how much they put into newspaper advertising, and the sales they make after that. So we're supposed to come up with a marketing plan that will result in high product sales. So we want high product sales, right? High product sales after advertising on TV, radio, newspaper. So one might start thinking of questions that we will be trying to answer. So let me write the questions that we'll be trying to answer. Number one, what we'll be trying to answer on number one is there a relationship? Is there a relationship between advertising budget, the advertising budget, and sales? Very good question, because maybe we are given this information here, but actually there's no relationship between the budgets that we're putting into TV, radio, and newspaper and the sales. Maybe there is actually no relationship. So we're trying to, in this chapter, we'll be trying to see, is there even a relationship? That is question number one. Question number two that we'll be trying to answer is, how strong is that relationship, right? If there is one. So how strong is the relationship between advertising budget and sales? So here we're just, in part number one, we just we just figure out whether there is a relationship. In part 2, we want to figure out how strong that relationship is going to be. So yeah, it's like, can we predict what it means that we're having a strong relationship? It means, can we accurately predict sales using the advertising data? If we can accurately predict sales using advertising data, it means there is a strong relationship. If we cannot accurately do that, it means it is a weak relationship. It means a weak relationship, right? I think that makes logical sense. Cool. And then part number 3. So now we know there's a relationship. We know how strong it is. We now need to know which media contributes. So here, media, I'm using it in a plural form, because what we're saying is, okay, cool. We now know there's a relationship between advertising budget and sales. We know the strength, but we want to know which media really contributes to the sales. Is it TV advertising? Is it radio? Is it newspaper? Or is it a combination of TV and radio, or radio and newspaper, or TV and newspaper, or all of them, the three of them? So which media is contributing to sales? That is another question that we want to answer. Then question number 4 that we'd like to answer is how accurately can we estimate? Let me just say, how accurately can we estimate the effect of each medium on sales, right? You see, so here now we've chosen part number 3. We've chosen the media that contribute to sales, right? Whether it's a combination of all 3 or just 2, whatever it is. Then question number 4 is how accurately can we estimate the effect of each, right? So here we're just deciding which ones are important. And then question number 4, we're saying for those that are important, how accurately can we estimate their effect on each, on what? On sales. And then question number 5, how accurately can we predict future sales? So here, going up there, we're busy building our model, right? Selecting the medium or the media that is contributing to sales. Now we want to know, okay, cool, now we have our model. How accurately can we predict future sales for months or years that we haven't reached yet? We've created our model that predicts the sales that are going to happen, let's say in any year. How accurately can we now predict future sales in 2020 using our model? That is this part. That is question number 5. And then question number 6 is going to be, is the relationship going to be linear? Is the relationship linear? Right? We're dealing with the linear regression in this chapter. So we want to know, is it going to be a linear model? Right? And then the last question is there synergy among advertising? Among advertising media. Cool. Right? Because now, is the relationship linear? If we see that the relationship is not linear, we might need to go to 7. What is this synergy among advertising media? When we go up here, we are spending money for like TV advertising, radio advertising, and newspaper advertising. But the truth is, maybe when we put money into newspaper advertising, right, and the person, when they're passing a billboard where there's a listening to the radio and our advert plays. When they get home and they're watching TV and our advert plays after they've listened to the radio, this interaction between radio and then TV could have way more impact than just TV and radio, or radio by themselves without them interacting. I hope you understand what I mean. Yeah, question number 7 is saying, is there a way to make, or let me say it this way: when we advertise in one medium, when we advertise in one medium, is that going to affect the effect of another medium? Right? Is us advertise, like when we advertise in newspapers, is that going to help our radio adverts more than us just advertising in radio by itself? So that is the synergy. And so synergy, that is it's known as synergy in marketing, and in statistics it is known as the interaction effect. In marketing is the synergy effect. In statistics it's called the interaction effect. So these are the questions that we'll be trying to answer in this chapter, and we're going to see when we develop the models where we are answering these questions. So stay tuned for the beginning of the chapter, where we are going to start off with simple linear regression.